On this episode of Sign Dawgs, we are talking about Viyu Networks in Richardson, Texas. Viyu Networks, they do computer IT work for businesses that don't have an internal IT person, small businesses, big businesses, anybody that needs networking, which is, well, pretty much every business anymore. That's what they're doing, and they need a sign. So, who do they come to? Signs Manufacturing.
Every day we look at signs. Some are beautiful, others not so much. For a business, any business, a good sign is crucial. So where does a good sign come from? Who creates these tantalizing works of art? In the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it's done right here by the people at Signs Manufacturing, the people we call the Sign Dawgs.
I'm Andy Andrade. I'm the manager of inside sales here at Viyu Network Solutions. Viyu is a value-added reseller located here in Richardson, Texas. We are resellers of all the major technology vendors that are out there. So we can design, implement, and support the products that we're reselling. And then in addition to that, we also have our own cloud that we built out. That is built on state-of-the-art hardware that we drank the Kool-Aid, and we decided it was really important for us to carry it out ourselves. And then we also are a managed service provider, which is just help desk support for other users.
We are going to build for them a channel letter sign on their tilt wall structure. Now, tilt walls are thick concrete, a lot of drilling through it, but individual channel letters tend to look a lot nicer than putting on a raceway or a backplate or something like that. So we're going to mount the letters right to the wall. They have a particular logo. It's got reds and whites, so it's a nice, sharp looking logo. We're going to incorporate that into the sign and create some lighting elements with multiple colors to bring all that out at all hours. Come up with something really nice for them.
Viyu began because the owners were working for a bunch of other customers and companies that it didn't match their vision and direction that they saw technology going. So it was really important for them to start something up that met their values but delivered the best IT solutions possible for their customers.
The other day, I got contacted by the people that actually produce this show. And they were telling me that, oh man, our network's down. We can't access the internet. Our phones didn't work. They work out of one of our buildings, and it was my responsibility to fix it. And oh my God, I really, really wish that we had somebody like Viyu, who's an outsource. What Viyu does is outsource IT work, like things like that. But no, instead, 2 days of work later of my personal time, hey, it was mostly fixed. We're still waiting for replacement phones, but you know.
At Viyu, we have several employees that have been in the industry for a very long time. So they have kept their experience up, they have kept up with their certifications, they know what is new and cutting edge in the industry. With that, also with the managed service side, there's no sick days. So if someone's sick on the team, you don't have to worry about having to replace that employee or have someone on call fill in. We have plenty of employees to fill in a spot if someone is sick. In addition to that, we are constantly maturing our cloud and making sure it is meeting all of the requirements that are needed for a public cloud offering.
Part of making the logo look the way it's supposed to is by using our new printing process, which prints the multi-layered of ink so that during the daytime you get the right color red and it looks correct, but at night when it lights up, it also still looks correct and isn't washed out or isn't so dark you can't see what it is. So we're using our new printing process to keep them happy with the perfect looking logo, and of course we're coating it all with Solar Guard, so that sign's going to look just like the day it was installed 15 years down the road. Now the building is white and the sign letters are red, so we are going to do the red letters on the white background, which will show up great. The face will light out red. We're going to have lighting coming out the backs of the letters, and that lighting will be white, so it will highlight the letters in white White and red is a great color combination. And then their logo, we're going to do something a little unusual. It's a V, sort of a check mark kind of a logo, and it has some red highlights on it. We are going to make it white like it is with the red highlights during the day, white sides on the letter, white trim, but at night, we're going to make it red. So the white part won't light up, all the red highlights light up red, and the glow around the logo will be red. It's going to be striking.
So with Viyu, we have a problem, and we often have problems with different jobs because everything that we do is kind of custom. And so we got to figure out how to solve it. Well, in Viyu's case, they have a logo which is a whole bunch of dots, and the dots all have specific color to them. So they're going to have to be digitally printed. Okay, no problem. Except the lettering that's going to go with them needs to be the same color. And guess what? There's no such plastic that's going to match that. So that's all going to have to be digitally printed as well. So to solve this little problem, what we're going to do is we're going to print the color onto a clear substrate. And then that clear substrate can be applied to the face, to the logo, to their front door, can be applied to anything that I want, and all the colors will come out matching. The issue that this brings up is the glue that we use to attach the face of the letter to the sides of the letter, the plastic sides called trim cap, and that glue works by eating the plastic. And then as it dries, the plastic resolidifies and becomes kind of one piece, and that's what holds it all together. The problem is, if we print this, it's printed on plastic. Yeah. So the solution to the problem here is we're going to actually have to pioneer a new adhesive to attach the face to the sides of the letter. What we're going to do is use a two-part acrylic adhesive that is activated by light, or specifically UV, ultraviolet light. This has some significant advantages for what we're doing. Number one, it can be applied to the joint, and it will not dry until we actually apply the light to cure it. Number two, once we do apply the light, it's instantly dry. That's really awesome. But the most important thing from my perspective is number three, and that is when the sign is actually out and up and in the sunlight, that sunlight will do nothing more than make it stronger.
So with our move, there was a lot to be done, so we carved up the task, and one of mine was to vet and find a sign company. So I called a lot of the big names. I won't put them out there, but I'm sure everyone knows who they are. And I got quotes from a couple, and then I ran into Juan Carlos, who came across very, very seasoned and educated, and just knew his trade, and he knew what he was doing with it, and I felt really comfortable. His pricing was right. And then he surprised me with this whole Sign Dawgs thing, and I watched those videos, and I was like, I'm all about that. I love this. And I couldn't be happier, Juan Carlos. As a matter of fact, we're so happy with him. We're getting the vendors that we represent and sell, like Pure Storage here, something like that. We're gonna have him make all these logos to hang in our training room. So when we have trainings and that kind of thing, people will see it. So we're working with him now on that. So I would highly recommend Juan Carlos and the Sign Dawgs all day.
Straight channel letters have a lot more going on than a lot of people tend to think. There's a face, there's a little trim that holds the face to the sides, there's the lighting inside, there's the lighting that's coming out the back. There's a lot of different aspects to a channel letter rather than just, I wanted to say Viyu. So, Signs Manufacturing will help rummage through all of those details and help them come up with something that's going to work for them. Now that the sign is ready in completion, we'll give the customer a call and set up the install.
We'll be 20 years old on April Fool's Day. Suits us. And so for us, though, we've always been in C space, you know, and we were never proud enough to be able to bring in our customers or vendors and put trainings on and that sort of thing. And with this move, we wanted to go big, and part of it is that sign. And with the exposure we're going to get on bush and the color of our sign, that red, it's going to pop. And I have nothing but confidence that Juan Carlos is going to crush it, and it's going to light it up. So just the branding alone, and our name is unique and the logo is unique enough that people will Google it, hopefully, and will drive traffic, and hopefully that new logo's in business, we'll find some good customers.
At the end of the day, the sign turned out beautiful on that white wall. It looks great during the day, really stands out. The color at night really comes through. I mean, we just couldn't ask for anything better. It looks beautiful.
We hope you love this video, and we hope to look us up on LinkedIn, www.viyu.net, and we'd love to get to know you and come out and see us. We hope to have you at a training soon. I would like to add a big shout out and thank you to Sign Dawgs and Juan Carlos. I highly recommend calling these guys. They're top shelf. And I'd like to throw a shout out to all our vendors that made all this possible and all the support they've given us over the years.
Release!